Hello, guys. I hope you're getting on well with the Awakening Heart and the program. Um, as previously mentioned, mindfulness is not a linear path, so you don't have to follow, um, or rather, view and listen to the meditations and talks in a particular way. Um, just listen and view whatever you're drawn to. There'll be three um, different videos and meditations going up each month. And I suggest just listen to them in any way you wish. It's not duh. It's not the way it works. Just listen and view and apply them in your life. That's what we're here to do. Okay. So been thinking about what each of us has, or rather than put it another way. Each of us does have. Let me just be more direct. Each of you and myself, everybody I know, we have a picture of life. And we walk around with this picture of life in our heads. And what we do, we try to get life, get reality, other people, situations, circumstances to fit this picture. It's good to know the makeup of your picture. Because what happens is we take this picture into our daily life. We wake up in the morning and the picture appears. It's not that obvious because it's been there such a long time. Been there for decades. And it's having the picture is not the problem. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say that is the picture, for want of a, yeah. We need a picture of life. Well, we have a picture of life, a set of expectations. And the picture is not a problem. The problem is the way we hold it. If we can hold the picture lightly and expect it not to be met, there's not much of a problem. But we don't. Most of us hold the picture like that. Yeah, and there's no movement, there's no flexibility. We're certainly not going with the flow when we're holding it like that. These terms we have, go with the flow, and I mean, we don't use them so much nowadays, probably more new agey 20, 30 years ago. But we can take situations, look at a certain situation, say relationships. And what's in your picture regarding this relationship? How should it go? In your picture might be everybody should like me. Everybody should agree with me. Should be nice to me. Everybody should do what I want them to do. We might not vocalize that specifically, but the emotional and bodily habitual tendency is there. We can be very inflexible. I want you to be a certain way. I suggest you pick a few or just a couple of your relationships, maybe at work, maybe at home, and notice your picture. Notice the picture you have of your relationship with this person. We have a picture when we drive to work. No red lights, please, in my picture. Nobody cutting me up. See, when we get upset, let me put it another way. It's like every morning we wake up and we blow up a big balloon full of expectations, and we carry it around, and life goes pop and poof. So we blow it up again. And it's full of expectations. Life comes along and boop. So we blow it up again. We do that all day long. It's amazing. You watch yourself. See, that popping is a relearning moment. So we're sitting talking in a meeting with a work colleague. And the work colleague disagrees with us or wants to do something a different way. There's a real benefit. It's not quite the right term. I don't want to use the word benefit, but I can't think of a better one right now. A real learning point in your bodily, in the way you might bristle. There's your picture. There's your balloon being burst. You just blew up a balloon before you go into the meeting. And you're sitting with this balloon and someone comes, pop. That's life popping your balloon. And life is meant to pop it because life can't be lived from balloons. I hope it's just another way of looking at the picture. So what's in your picture? You could even write down, my picture of life is, or my picture of my relationship with Tom, who's in the office, is, I expect, I don't like, he shouldn't do, he shouldn't be like, he should be more. Sometimes writing things down can be quite useful. Oh, goodness me, I didn't realise. I've got such a list. No wonder we get into a conflict. Okay, maybe it's not just him. Now, you can't change Tom, but what you can is become more aware of your own picture and the grasping onto it, or if you prefer, the balloon. Full of expectations, demands even. The balloon is full of demands. And as soon as you start to bristle or get, your life is doing that to you. Yeah. It's challenging your expectation or demand. Now, I'm not talking about here just being a pushover. That's not it. That's just another part of a picture. What it might mean, becoming aware of your picture first is what is in your picture first and how well you framed it and nailed it to the wall. I'm laughing, but when we nail things to the wall, they're immovable. We can be quite immovable at times. So notice what's in your picture. When you become more aware of what's in your picture, when you go into that meeting with Tom, for example, you can just, okay, I expect Tom to be this, that and the other. I want this, that and the other. I can just hold these, maybe not quite like that, maybe just a bit more like that. Okay, Tom, well, what about? And what I find really useful here is when somebody does that, I'm criticised or something happens that I don't like, what you can do, or one thing that we can do is be friends with the breath. The breath is really useful here because that emotion, that reaction to that person is like a wave of emotion. It's like a wave on the shore on the ocean. It comes up and the wave rises at the shore, and then what does it do? It crashes. It doesn't last very long, and then it's back into the vast ocean again. You wouldn't even know there'd been a wave there. Then the next one comes. It just disappears. It collapses. The emotion to attack back, to bristle, is like that. It's like a wave. It rises. And if we can just, observe it, and stay with the breath, rather than riding the wave or going with it, attacking, it rises. It lasts about 1.5 seconds, then dissolves back in to the vastness. Okay. It's a really useful technique. It just saves on the odd dynamics in relationships and just gives you a bit of headspace and gives the other person just a few moments to reflect. That's all we need. We only need a few moments of, and we can, maybe not completely, but at least we see what's happening. I just want my own way here. Or I'm just caving in. That might be it. I'm just saying yes when I mean no. So at least we're starting to change this habitual way of being. We're starting to see how our picture, or how we grasp our picture, is running our life. Part of your picture might be that I need to be nice to everybody else so that they will like me. Let's just have a few moments of quiet, just absorb what's being said there. So you can take your eyes away from the screen if you wish. Close them all. Rest your gaze on the floor, on the wall. Okay. So one of my favourite teachers, you've heard me talk about Charlotte Joko Beck before, and she used to talk about disappointment as being the path. When we're disappointed, it means we're inflated. Our idea of ourself or life is inflated. It's not real. So what disappointment does, it bursts our balloon. And our balloon needs bursting because we need to get real. To get real means coming back to just this. Just coming back to now and communicating from there. Not our ideals of how we think it should be. We never get our own way all the time. I'm not saying we shouldn't get it. But we have to negotiate life in a way that creates less suffering for ourselves, less distress and angst. So I suggest maybe after this session taking 5 minutes, 10 minutes. What's in your picture of life? Maybe take a relationship with somebody or at work. And write down my picture. What's in my picture? I need Tom to be. I want Tom to be. At least you forearm next time you meet. This is interesting. It's good stuff. It puts you in a position. Okay, I'm aware of my side of it here. And it saves other people a lot of distress as well. And it can help change dynamics. But also, it's more than that, it brings us back to reality. Get your balloon burst. Welcome those bursts, those boom, 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 boom. That's what we want. And communicate from here, from this very moment as it is. We have an idea of how things need to be. So do other people, but we communicate from there rather than this idea that we're holding on to, which is part of the picture. It's the balloon. Okay. Thank you for watching, listening, and do remember there is a discussion forum on the Awakening Heart. Do drop over anything if you wish. Any questions, any comments to me or to each other. Just any comments on any of the material we've covered. Yeah.